Hey everybody, it's Gypsy, and welcome to On the Edge of Appalachia. So I was doing weird stories for Halloween from my childhood, and I told you I would do some for my adulthood too. I haven't done a while. I have been really sick, so it's the first day I'm getting back to them. I'm not. This one, it isn't. I don't think weird. This one has more to do with premonition. Um, and I feel like I do have very good intuition. But these were more direct predictions. Um, so the first one that I can remember as an adult happening, and I've had several, it's just hard to remember because, when they get to be so many. Um, I'm only going to tell you two of them because I don't want to share predictions that have to do with other people. Um, that could, people would see this video and, it's for privacy, let's put it that way. So I was 22 years old and I was pregnant with my oldest son, John. And I remember I was cleaning the bedroom one day, making the bed, stuff like that. And I was just starting to think about my baby. And, back then they had just come out with, the ultrasounds and being able to tell you the sex of your baby. Well, I decided not to because I wanted to do it the old way and be surprised with my first one. So I was not sure if it was a boy or a girl. I had a strong feeling it was a boy. But I remember I'm, just doing my housework and I'm just thinking about my baby. What will he be like? What will he look like, etc. Like any mother would. And then all of a sudden I hear a voice. Sorry. And the voice said, "Your baby will die before you." And then I was like, no, that's not real. I did not hear that right. I chalked it up to, a first time mother being nervous, being afraid, and all mothers, especially me, worry a lot about their children. So I always assumed it was that. And that's all it was. I always tried to put it to the back of my mind. But there were a couple times that, children, they'll scare the heck out of you. And he did that a couple times. And that message I received, I would remember it. And I'd be, no, 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 no. So anyways, then, not too long after that, I had a dream. And the dream told me that I would have a boy and he would be born on December 22nd. Now, again, I was not sure this was accurate because I had a strong feeling it was a boy, so maybe that's where that came from. And then December 22nd was my cousin's son's birthday. So I figured, maybe I just picked it up from that. But when I woke up the next morning, I immediately called my cousin and I said, I had this dream, and I told her about it. My son ended up being born on December 22nd. Anyways, when he was about like 18 months old, he was playing out in the patio, which is right by like the dining room. So I was chopping up vegetables so I could see right out. It was like we were in the same room with just a glass partition. But I looked up and all of a sudden he was gone. And I ran out there and I called him. And looking around, I don't see, well, here. I look over, he's in the corner of the patio, not saying anything. And I remember being extremely frightened. And I thought to myself, one of these days, this feeling I just had is going to be the real thing. It was because of the premonition I had a couple years ago when I was pregnant with him. So I had to live with that premonition for 27 years before it happened. My son died at the age of 26, which is 11 and a half years ago. And I've had a lot of premonitions throughout my life. Um, like I said, mostly having to do with people dying. Not exactly when. I'm never ever given a specific date. And I believe it's because we as individuals and as a mass consensus have the ability to tweak things. So to receive a certain death date, even your own, would be unusual because you can always change it. Not physically here consciously, but on a spiritual level. Um, I don't think I'm ready yet. I have more things I want to do, whatever. Or even if there's something here, we see a direction we're going in as humanity, we can change it. I'm trying to think of other. It would be nice if I could remember a premonition that I can share. It doesn't infringe on anybody's privacy, and it's a good one. I don't know. I can't think of any. Um, this one, it wasn't really scary. I mean, it was scary for me. But it's not really all that weird. It's just heartbreaking. Anyways, I'm gonna go clean up my garden. I'm gonna leave you with that. Blessed be, and make it a joyful one.